I wonder.
No, we're not
Okay,
singing
go
our
ahead.
intro.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
How are you?
I'm great. We're back again, baby.
Yes, we are back again, baby. So we have some exciting news for you guys. We're engaged.
Lies.
Come on. You're going to propose, right?
I mean, yeah, when the time is right.
When?
Mm, you'll just have to wait and find out.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, hey guys, we're not engaged. Um I was just hoping I could get a little more information out of him because we're supposed to get engaged this year. At least that's what I've been told, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, whatever. Anyways, welcome to Wine and Wonder, guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time with us, following us on Instagram and finding out that wine of the week so you can go ahead and sip that wine with us as well. Doesn't necessarily always have to be that. Drink whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. But yeah, go ahead, follow us on Instagram, okay?
Yeah, and don't forget to submit your questions for advice because we would love to give you some advice on our next advice episode.
Yeah, because we all know I'm pretty much perfect and I don't have any issues and don't need any advice because I make all the right choices. So my my questions wouldn't be of any value. So
Close to perfect, but far from normal.
I add a little bit of flavor in your life. That's all.
Sure.
On today's episode, we are going to go ahead and go over the wine of the week. This one is a little bit interesting, let me tell you. Then we're going to go to our pits and peaks, tops and bottoms segment. We still haven't officially decided a name yet. That is up to you guys. So please give us some help or advice. And then we are going to go to gay talk. And then we will finish off with the wine of the week, give our ratings, and be on our merry way till next time. All right. So, babe, do you want to go over the wine?
Absolutely. Wine and Wonder. So this week's wine is actually a collaboration between a very prominent vineyard in Napa Valley called Raymond's Vineyards and John Legend, who is my celebrity crush. So I'm really excited to try it, and I hope it's really good. It's supposed to be, a very unique series of some really complex notes that are rich and soulful, and inspired by true love. And so I'm really excited to try it, keep this going, our Black excellence going for Black History Month. So I do want to do the honors and open it up and we can give it a go.
Yeah. Did you already say what it was?
It's called LVE.
Is it pronounced love?
I think it is, yeah, but
Oh,
it's missing the O. I think it was just kind of a clever play on the word, but
so
yes.
we are going to be drinking some bottled love, guys. It is a Chardonnay by John Legend. So I'm going to go ahead and open the bottle because James is horrible with corkscrews. So the reason why he picked this was because he said John Legend was his celebrity crush. And then he proceeded to go on and ask me if I had seen the post by Chrissy Teigen posting John Legend's bubble butt. And that's why he wanted this because he has John Legend's bubble butt ingrained in his head. I already have a bubble butt, guys, but
You do.
he, I guess, likes John Legend's.
Chef's kiss. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend.
Cheers, babe.
Cheers, man.
Happy Black History Month. Initial thought.
That's good. I love Chardonnay, so I can't complain. It is a little bit sweet and light and crisp, so It's nice. I would say probably not something I would pair with a
Anything.
chicken or a pasta dish, but I think I think it would be good. It almost tastes like a dessert wine. Maybe it would be good with a charcuterie board. Yeah, I think that would be really good.
We can do a charcuterie board soon.
We should. We haven't done one in a while, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
So all I want to say is, John Legend, don't quit your day job. That's all I'm saying for now.
Who's your celebrity crush, bud?
Rafael Nadal.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's balding though. How do you feel about that?
He's still cute.
I mean, he has a lot more money than I do, so
So you're basically calling me a gold digger?
no, it's called a celebrity crush for a reason, babe.
But it sounded like you were saying that I liked him because he has money.
No, 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 no. I'm just kind of talking for myself, not speaking for you.
But she ain't messing with no broke. I couldn't. I couldn't. Um,
What are your thoughts on the wine, babe?
like I said, John Legend, don't quit your day job.
Got it. Okay.
It's okay. But maybe it'll get better for me throughout the episode. So let's go with that. Here's to hope.
Jeez. Harsh critic over there. So one of the things that we like to do when we go out and, try new restaurants is we always rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. And Zach is known for being a very harsh critic when it comes to rating literally anything.
Because I have taste.
So on a scale on a scale of 0 to 10, what would you rate this wine?
I would put it at a 3.5.
The disrespect. I'm giving it a solid. I'll try not to be biased. I'll give it a 7.5 because it is sweeter. It's not really my preference when it comes to Chardonnay, so 7.5.
3.5 and 7.5. Okay, got it.
7, but an extra point 0.5 because it's John Legend. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm just gonna take 0.5 from mine and make it a 3.
No, no, you gave it what you gave it, and we'll check in at the end of this conversation and see if your thoughts have changed.
Okay, 3.0.
All right, so we're gonna transition into peaks and pits of the week.
Or tops and bottoms of the week, depending on what the viewers want.
Yeah, make sure to vote because I have a strong preference towards one of the two. That's just me.
Back to the main segment. Pits and picks, pits and peaks.
Pits and pits. some weeks might be pits and pits. To be honest, I mean, I want to be a pessimist here, but sometimes you might have only pits, and sometimes you're very lucky you get all peaks. Just like sometimes you get unlucky and it's all bottoms. You get all unlucky and it's all tops.
I try not to think that way. I try to find at least one good thing that happened in my day, no matter how shitty it is. It's always good to be grateful for something, no matter how bad your day is. And it just helps me get on, you know?
Get on and get off.
Babe, what was your top of the week?
So my top of the week was actually Valentine's Day. So we kept it very chill, mellow Valentine's Day here at the house. We didn't have to go anywhere. We didn't really have to do much. And, for those that don't know, I'm usually the cook of the house.
Everyone knows.
So I usually do the most of the cooking. Um, and mainly because Zach likes to make a complete and utter mess whenever he's in the kitchen.
But I clean up after myself after I'm done.
It is chaotic, it's cluttered, and it's just disheveled for no reason.
But if I'm the one that's cooking, I should be able to have it any way I want as long as I put everything back the way it was.
My OCD goes into overdrive, and I'm someone who likes to cook and clean as they go so that towards the end of everything being done and plates are made, you have very little dishes, hopefully. I mean, that's always the goal. So that's one reason why I do most of the cooking. And then the biggest and more obvious of the reasons is because, you know, Zach, um,
I just don't like to cook.
he's a beginner.
I just don't like to.
He's a
I'm not a
beginner.
beginner. I know how to make some food.
He's a beginner, and he has a few things that he does well, and he can do every time.
Just
But
well.
we try not to let him get too creative in the kitchen.
I would never get creative in the kitchen. I need a recipe. I'm not stupid. I play to my strengths. That's not one of my strengths. But
Well,
I'm not
even
a
for the
bad cook.
things.
I'm not. I've only made one bad meal for you, and that was that nasty ass lemon chicken. It was gross. Ooh. But everything else I've cooked is pretty good.
Well, and I will say, even with the things that you make regularly, you still always end up pulling up a recipe and then also asking me how you made it the last time.
But I'm still making it. I just need a little hand. That's all.
Yes. So back to the peak of the week is that was a highlight for me. You made a very delicious filet mignon with homemade mashed potatoes, which I'm a sucker for, and some asparagus. And it was nice. And we sat here, we had a romantic dinner, and it was wonderful. So I appreciate the effort and the thought that you put into it. And it's so much more enjoyable than like being stressed out about going out, trying to get into a restaurant that is extremely busy. Even if you have a reservation, you're just like around a ton of people. And it really doesn't feel very special. There's no privacy typically. And so yeah, we did something a little different, and not to say that we can't, have many more Valentine's days where we, continue to see what we really enjoy, to share that day. But I enjoyed it, and it was great. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that was not a peak of the week for me. That was probably a pit
Why so?
because I had to cook. No, not really. No, 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 no. That's not my pit of the week. Cooking stresses me out, but afterwards, it was good. Like the food did taste pretty decent. It was my first time making a filet mignon. I'm fancy, y'all. But that was the first time that I ever made that. I wanted to get a different type of steak because I was comfortable with that, but I think I did pretty decent with the food. Um, yes, I do make a mess, but my intention is to clean up after. Continuing with that though, after we ate dinner and everything, I was going to give him a massage, but it ended up him giving me a massage instead. And let me tell you, the massages that James gives are amazing. I personally think they're better than going to a masseuse, and I love going to the masseuse. I love when you give me body massages. You just know like what parts actually hurt on my body and you know where to focus at. So yes, you do. You know my spots.
But also, if you go back to our first episode when we were talking about icks, and one of the things that I said is about how, I shared is about how much effort I try to give when I am giving you a massage. And I really, truly, I want you to be able to relax, enjoy the experience, and I try to do as good as I can and just have you enjoy it. So
Oh yeah.
glad that you enjoyed it. And that was my way of returning the favor. You cooked and I gave you a massage.
And I really appreciate that because it was amazing. My peak of the week. Are you guys ready for this? I don't think you're ready. We got Beyonce tickets.
Woo!
Thank God. That was so freaking stressful. I didn't even know that she was going to be touring until you had told me a couple weeks ago. And I was like, oh shit, should we go? Should we go? And we were both kind of like, nah, tickets are going to be hella expensive. Let's not do it. And then like the day before the first pre-sale happened, we were like, we need to get tickets. Like I think who brought it up? Me? I probably brought it up and said something about Beyonce. Do you want to go? And you probably were like, "Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind, but it's probably too expensive. So we'll see, we'll see." And then first pre-sale happens. I completely missed it. Like I thought it was the day after. And so when I went to go log on, it was actually the city pre-sale. And I don't have a city credit card. So I was like, oh my God, all these tickets are going to be gone by the time like I can actually purchase the tickets. And then you had told me that there was a Verizon one, or as long as you have Verizon, you get a pre-sale too. And so that's the one that we did, and it worked out. I was at work when the sale started. You were at home, and we got on the phone with each other, and we were like, "Okay, babe, what number are you in line?" And I was ahead because I'm amazing. But afterwards, I ended up getting into the system first to look at the tickets, and oh my god, they are so fucking expensive. Like the very first one that I clicked on, I think it was like over $1,000, and that like when I saw that, my heart sank because I was like, all the other tickets are probably going to be that expensive too. So I'm clicking around 700 here, 500 there, and then I find a like $120 one, but it was way like far out, and I was like, no, it's not worth it at that point. And then there were like some $300 ones, but the prices were so ridiculous. And then you ended up getting in, and you found like ones that were within a price range that we were both comfortable with, which was what, like 350 each or
Well,
300?
the tickets themselves were 300 a piece. We bought two of them, and with taxes and the service fee, and we ended up getting the protection on it. So we ended up spending close to $800 for two tickets.
Also, what is a service fee? What the hell is a service fee? Because that's bullshit.
I mean, I don't want to say any misinformation. I'm sure the information is there online about exactly what that money goes towards, but I'm sure it has a lot to do with Ticketmaster getting a certain portion of it, and then, payment processing, so on and so forth. The fact that they're, digitally creating these tickets and
Oh my god.
all this and that. But yeah,
Anyways,
I hate that. I hate
yeah,
that there's a stupid service fee.
we were able to spend what we were both comfortable with, which kind of stabbed me in the heart a little bit, but it was okay. We got two tickets to go see Beyonce, and I'm so happy.
Yeah, we got some pretty good seats where we looked at. We didn't really want to be on the floor or in an area where it would be like standing room only because,
I'm old, and my back starts hurting really easily.
yeah, and I worry about also, some of the things that have happened recently in larger crowds where people are like getting smushed and, passing out. And, it's just happened at too many places. So I definitely didn't want to do that. And, we ended up getting lower level seats, which are great. I think I saw some of the tickets that you were seeing that they were like light blue in color, and then there's like VIP tickets. They're like
Mhm.
500 plus, and then toward the rear end of the lower levels, they're like 300 ish.
Mhm.
So we got some pretty good tickets, I think, and we're gonna have a good time, and we'll be close enough.
Oh, we are definitely having a good time. Speaking of Beyonce, what's your favorite song from her new album, Renaissance? What's the first song that comes to mind?
I mean, the song that I've been really enjoying lately is "America Has a Problem." I just think it's very creative.
Really?
It's super catchy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Alien Superstar.
That's the first song that caught my attention when I first started listening to the
Uh,
album. And I do still, I mean, I love all the songs, but I would say my ultimate favorite has to be Virgo's Groove.
I could see that.
I think it's more like America Has a Problem is probably it's just a thing that I like right now.
Yeah.
Alien Superstar is just a thing I liked, right then and there. But Virgo's Groove, I could listen to that. Like that'll be a song that I just keep in my playlist for for a really long time. But I could see myself growing old of some of the other songs.
Really?
A little bit, yeah.
Virgo's Groove. Okay, so when I first heard Virgo's Groove, that was definitely not something that I would have picked. It was, I felt it was a little more boring compared to the other ones. Like this album is more like it caters to the gays, it seems like gay culture. And it's more upbeat, fast, like club dance, rave dance, whatever, that type of stuff. And I really like that. And I felt like Virgo's Groove, it slowed it down. But I think after we saw Jada Essence Hall perform to that song at Queer Bar, I ended up like really loving that song. And that is probably one of my favorite songs from the album. Because I listened to it a few more times, like, oh, okay, okay, I see you. But I think my all-time favorite from that one is Heated,
Heated.
or is this Energy? Is that one of the songs? Energy, dun, dun,
Yeah.
energy. Yeah, I like that one. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, that's Energy or Heated. Wait,
There is energy and there is heated.
oh, okay, never mind. I'm starting to mash the two together. I think the wine's getting to me, guys. Oh no.
Already?
But yeah, that was my peak of the week. I was really, really excited for that. Just it's gonna be so much fun when she comes here because the first time that I saw her, phenomenal. I She is in my top three favorite concerts. She's probably it's between her and the one Tinashe. I don't know. I Tinashe is probably my favorite one above Beyonce. Like I just felt like Tinashe. I love her to death, but I don't know. It was a more intimate feeling, and it was more personal, and I don't know. That's why I like Tinashe. But Beyonce is definitely number two. So I'm really excited to see her perform and just have fun with you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I especially like Tinashe, which really took me by surprise. I mean, I like her as an artist, and I knew a lot of her songs, but I didn't really go into it with a certain level of expectation, which I think ended up helping the situation. But that was the first concert that we had been to, like outside of the pandemic or toward the tail end of it. If you know, feel like we're kind of growing out of it at this point, but yeah, that's when you were able to start going to places still, and masks were encouraged but not necessarily required. And of course, you get a lot of people in the same room. A lot of people aren't really going to follow the rules. But it was great. Yeah, I think it's because it was a smaller venue, more intimate setting, and you really got to like see it up close and personal. So that was really good too. I enjoyed it,
Yes.
and I think Beyonce is going to be amazing. She always is. So it's going to be a good time.
What was your pit of the week or bottom?
I mean, for me, I just keep it short and simple. But we have this family group chat that we have going on, and there was some conversation happening in the group chat that was very triggering and personal amongst a couple of members in the family, and I think a few things got taken out of context, and it went downhill from there. And that was kind of it put a damper on my mood, put a damper on my week. I shared a little bit about it with you, and um, I mean, at the end of the day, we all love each other to death, and it sounds like things were smoothed over, and the people that needed to talk outside of the group chat had their own side conversation, and we're able to work it out. But it's just you never know if you say something just slightly the wrong way, or it's a text message, so you could be perceiving something in a way that wasn't really intended, and I think that's what happened. And it's hard because this is something that's been an ongoing thing for years and years, and it's just kind of like one of those old wounds that just keeps resurfacing or never really truly quite heals. Um, but I say all of this to say, like, if you need professional help, you should get it. And and I think I need to take my own advice on that a lot of the time. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just people need to go see a therapist, and not just for the sake of resolving trauma, but they should do it long term.
I oh, I personally think everyone should go to see a therapist. It is extremely beneficial. I myself right now do not go see one. I am planning on finding someone again. It's just I have other things going on. But especially men, all you people with penises need to go get a fucking therapist. There's ooh, that that's all I have to say about therapy. I guess I need a therapist. That just pissed me off. But going back to your situation, family is family. At the end of the day, who do you have? I mean, that's all I have to say about that. Uh, to
Well,
an
I
extent,
will disagree with that
yes, yes, yes,
statement
yes.
because I think it's important to know that, like, we've moved beyond the saying of, like, blood is thicker than water, and at the end of the day, that's your mom or that's your dad or that's your sister, that's your brother, that's whoever. I think too many times family members get a free pass, and I'm all about forgiveness, but I don't think that we should continue to accept or to, um, kind of, I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but we shouldn't excuse certain behaviors just because somebody is our family member, right? I think at the end of the day, like, some things, like, are just, you know, intolerable. And I think you really need to hold people accountable. And it's okay to love your family members from a distance at times, but it's also okay, as you see necessary, to really protect your own well-being, mental, physical, and otherwise, and just say, like, hey, this relationship is toxic. It's not working for me. And if it is better for you, for whatever reason, to not have an active relationship with that family member, then I think that's what you need to do. I don't think we should continue to give people passes just because they're family.
I okay, so I agree with that. What I had said, I'm horrible with the words, babe. I'm just saying, okay, maybe I'm just saying, speaking for my family only. At the end of the day, family is family. For me, who do you have at the end of the day? I know I'm always going to have my family personally. Whoever, well, okay, maybe I wasn't necessarily talking about blood family. Like, family is family. Whoever you choose, like, is your family.
Your chosen
Yeah,
family.
your chosen family.
For
Then,
those in the gay community or the LGBTQ community that have, you know, they don't have their blood family, but they have their chosen family, which is just as important. You hold those people accountable in the same way. I think
yeah.
everyone deserves equal accountability, no matter who they are. And if your family's there for you, great. But not everyone can say that. Not everyone can say family is family. Not everyone can say, at the end of the day, my family's always going to be there for me. I've, I think, we're fortunate in a lot of ways because I can say that for the good majority of my family. I can't say for everybody, but for the good majority of my family, yes, they're always going to be there for me. And I'm very
Yes.
grateful, and I feel very privileged to have that. But not everyone has that.
Yes. I'm just going to end it on that for you, for that.
Sorry, we're getting deep into that conversation. Well, it wasn't part of the agenda,
That's okay.
but I would challenge that statement, and I will die on this hill.
That is totally okay if we go off topic and get a little deep. That's not a bad thing. I think it's extremely important to be vulnerable at times. Um, it gets it allows me to know you better, and it allows you to be vulnerable and just speak your truth. So don't ever apologize for just doing that. Okay, got
But
it?
I do love my family.
Yes. So my pit of the week, it's kind of like it's a good thing, but it's also like for me, it was a bad thing. I'm not going to go into too much detail. You know the backstory of it, but
For me, I really like corn.
but for me, mine was setting boundaries with people.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, this sounds like a really good thing, but I think for most people that are starting to set boundaries for themselves, it's a little bit stressful. You feel bad, you beat yourself up over it, and that's why it's the pit of the week for me. I am beating myself up over it. Do you remember?
Oh, I absolutely remember. I'm just,
No, you're
I'm
right.
giving you that look because I question why you are beating yourself up about setting boundaries.
Well, do you remember? So we had a discussion, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and I was listing everything that was stressing me out, and we determined that I need to set boundaries with literally everyone because I feel like I'm being pulled in a million different directions, and I want to be there for everyone, and it's that takes its toll on me. So that's why I'm feeling bad because I still want to be there for everyone, but I need to protect my peace of mind. I don't do that enough, and it it's stressful. It takes a toll. I feel bad and I feel like I'm being selfish because I am protecting my peace and not helping this person or that person. I was able to set the boundary and I was able to communicate effectively, I feel, why I felt the way that I did. I don't know if the other person saw it the way that I saw it, but it is what it is. Like at the end of the day, I was protecting my peace. I needed my state of mind to be okay. And I did just that. Felt guilty, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, who do you have? Yourself.
Yeah, and I would say to that is those feelings are valid, and I think that's part of the natural sort of growing pains of this process of change and this shift in your approach. You've been able to identify an area of your life that you want to work on,
Mhm.
and you've been able to acknowledge that certain aspects of the relationships that you have in your life are unhealthy for you personally for various reasons, and you've been able to say, hey, like, I'm noticing how this is impacting my mental health. I'm noticing how this is impacting some of the other decisions that I'm making, and how it's affecting my life, in different ways. And so I think it's very admirable of you to be able to, one, notice that and be cognizant of it. And then I also think that it's important for you to know that that change in your approach to be able to establish those boundaries is going to be an uncomfortable process for many people, including your, and it sounds like it has been for yourself, thus far. It is part of those natural growing pains to be like, like, it's just not what you're used to. It's not what you have become comfortable with. And yes, you're feeling bad about it in hindsight, but I hope that just as you have identified how it's negatively impacted you before, I hope you're able to see that silver lining and be like, yes, it was uncomfortable and I felt guilty, but I didn't have that adverse effect that I was having before where it was impacting my mental health. I think you feeling guilty is less of a mental burden on you that you can overcome more easily than the impact that it was having on you without having that boundary there. Because what's going to happen is those individuals are going to say, oh, okay, something's different here. These situations are off limits with Zach. and they're not going to come to you with those things that is going to weigh so heavily on you, so that you leave room and space for other things in your life. And you're going to start to see that downward impact, less and less of that burden and less of that guilt. What you become so easy to do is take, listen, 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 give, and all that you can. And now you wouldn't have to do that. It's going to be less and less. So I think right now just at those beginning stages of, like, you're 10, 15% in. And if you continue to exercise what you did in this situation from this past week, I think you're going to be really well off. And I also think it's going to nourish those relationships in a much healthier way for everyone. And when you have those boundaries, the relationship is so much more fulfilling and so much more than what you thought it could ever be. I think a lot of times when people, have you as their go to person for their problems, the relationship turns into just solely that. And it's very one note, and it's like draining. But I think once you set that boundary, that, okay, now I have to come to Zach for other things. These people love you. You're still going to be a part of their life, but I think it's going to be a positive change for everyone.
It was just hard because I want to be there for everyone. I've always been that way. I have a big heart, believe it or not. I I care about everyone. I want to be there for everyone, and I never ever took the time to take care of myself. And I feel this is my year. Like, it's time to reclaim what I need, and I need to be selfish. And I don't think that is actually being selfish. You do need to take care of yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah, selfish is not a bad word. It's not a negative word. Selfishness is very important.
Yes. So, this is just a word of advice to everyone out there. It is okay to be selfish. Do what you need to do to protect your peace of mind. At the end of the day, you only have this one life. So make the best of it. Optimize your happiness because that is hella important.
Can I get an amen up in here?
Hallelujah. Amen. Preach. Well, thank you for sharing your tops and bottoms, peaks and pits of the week, babe.
Thank you, babe. I appreciate you sharing yours as well, and it's always nice to talk through those with you.
Yeah. So we are going to continue with gay talk. This one, it's similar to the first episode. It's not always going to be about RuPaul, but RuPaul has a big following, RuPaul's just a staple in gay culture, I guess. Whether or not you like it or not, RuPaul is part of gay history or herstory, if you want to, you know. But so this week we're going to talk about the Lalaparuza Lip Sync Smackdown. So RuPaul is a staple in gay culture. This week on RuPaul's Drag Race was the lip sync smackdown. So we got to see all of the remaining queens in the season actually lip sync. And let me tell you, it was a doozy. I was living. I live. If you guys don't know what I'm referring to, that is what Trinity the Tuck says. I actually really loved her. I live for this episode. What did you think about this week's episode, babe?
Um, I mean, I always enjoyed, like, the lip sync Lollapalooza is actually something that I think is relatively new. I don't think they've done it like maybe in one season, maybe now. And this is second season probably, but it's always super fun. However, I do feel like this is where the production and I
Oh,
think a lot of the, sort of storylines start to really play out instead of, in my opinion, what is reality.
yeah, this week Definitely. It was totally rigged, and that is really unfortunate. Go on. It pissed me off.
Yeah, but we're just gonna dive right in here and talk about this particular episode. And I also want to just say, like, if we continue to talk about RuPaul, that's okay, because at the end of the day, RuPaul's Drag Race is a staple in our household, and we should be able to talk about it if we want to talk about it, right?
Yes, sis. Work.
Oh gosh,
So
save me.
who was the first two queens to perform?
Oh well, let's just say this is a spoiler alert. So if you have not watched it, if you are not interested in knowing the outcome of this episode, then this will be a segment of our show that you probably don't want to listen to. All right. So the the way this is all works out is everyone has to lip sync, and they pick a person's name out of sort of like lottery style, or they pick out a number, a ball with a number on it. So they pick out a ball with one of the queen's names on it. So the queen whose ball is chosen gets to select the queen that they want to lip sync against. And then the person that they choose then has the ability to pick the song choice from there. And there's probably, like, I don't know how many, 8 songs, and 7 or 8 songs. And so, first up, we have Malaysia, baby doll, baby doll, baby doll, Fox. And she chooses, surprisingly enough, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha.
Which was a horrible choice on her end. Like Marsha. Okay, first, I think everyone is sleeping on her for real. Like she is a really good drag queen, but she also is trained in the fine arts. Like, and then if you did not see her talent show, like the girl knows how to dance. She was able to lip sync. Like you don't think she's not going to be able to murder a lip sync for your life. Like Malaysia, you made a horrible decision in this.
Yeah, I do not think strategically it was a wise choice. Not only did you pick Marsha, 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 who has proven that she is a skilled dancer and is obviously extremely talented, even just with some of the other, like, challenges that they've been in. Marsha has been sort of the team leader with choreography. Malaysia saw Marsha's talent show. Everyone was there. So to me, that didn't make sense. And not only did she choose her, but she gave her the ability to pick the song, which gives her an advantage, I feel like.
She got to choose all from all the songs. Like that's yeah, they were the very first ones. But also like maybe I just thought of this. What if Malaysia was playing strategic, but she was thinking that she was gonna win? And I mean, arguably, Marsha would probably be seen as a top lip syncer out of that group because of those reasons. So, what if Malaysia was thinking, I'm gonna be able to take this bitch out, like, and that's gonna see make me seem more of a threat. Maybe that's the approach she was actually taking. She was trying to eliminate someone who is strong because then that puts something on your name, like in the judge's eyes. So maybe she was actually being strategic. It just didn't work out in her favor.
Well, and I think that if she was being strategic, she didn't deliver.
Oh yeah, she didn't deliver. Marsha slaughtered her. Well, okay, I'm not going to say slaughtered because Malaysia did do good. Malaysia did do well. Yeah, Marsha. She is actually one of my favorites. But she moves on. Who was the next set of queens to perform?
So the next person to be chosen was Lucy LaDuca, who chooses Spice to lip sync against. What do you think about that choice?
That pissed me the hell off. Like I thought it was a cop out. Spice. Okay, so everyone sees Spice as a baby drag queen because she's not as versed in the drag world because she did grow up on TikTok, which is not a bad thing at all. But they got their start on TikTok. They didn't perform. like at clubs, like most drag queens do, right? So the fact that Lucy LaDuca did that, and Lucy LaDuca, she's not a bad drag queen at all. She kind of she's getting on my nerves right now. But I saw her as a stronger queen, so I would think that she would want to take someone strong out as well. So I just thought she was going to pick someone else. So I think she was doing a cop out. So that would, in my eyes, like kind of put her a little bit lower than what I actually had her because she did do a cop out move. Yeah. So they sang to "Do You Want to Touch Me" by Joan Jett, and I thought the whole performance was pretty lackluster on both ends.
I actually think Spice did better.
And I completely agree. Spice did do better. She was campy. She had more energy, and I was actually very surprised at how poor Lucy LaDuca was at lip syncing. Like, I expected more from her, to be honest with you. So
I
maybe
think it was just not a good song choice for Lucy. I wouldn't necessarily like, you know, say it was super poor. It was very underwhelming. But Spice brought a little bit more energy, and I also think she chose the song that she looked the part of,
yeah.
based on the outfit and the makeup and everything, the styling that she was presenting. I think it just worked better. But at the end of the day, Lucy prevailed, and we're on to the next one.
They are trying to get Spice out, which is very unfortunate. Spice is not bad. I don't know why production or Rue or the drag gods why they're trying to get Spice out. Anyways, go on to the next round. Who performed next, babe?
Okay, so we have Lux Noir London, who has chosen Selena Estites. And Selena chooses It's All Coming Back to Me Now by Celine Dion. What did you think about Lux choosing Selena and then also Selena's song choice?
So I think that Lux is sometimes really full of herself. And so she already had it in her mind that, hell yeah, I'm that bitch. I'm going to slaughter S titties. Lux, I I appreciate the attitude, but her choice, I think it was right. Like, I think those are both queens that are probably on the same level, and she made a right choice out of the queens that she could have picked. What do you think?
I feel like Lux being as confident and in some ways arrogant as she has been this season, if you're going to be that girl, be that girl. And she could have chosen Sasha. She could have chosen Anitra. She could have chosen Jax. She should have chosen Mistress, but she didn't. So for me, I think for me, that was a cop out just as much as Lucy choosing Spice was. And it did not work in her favor.
I'm not going to say thank God, but thank God because I actually really adore Selena Estides, and we get to see her next week. No, it's not next week. We get to see, wait.
We want to see Malaysia.
Did we get the tickets for Estides yet?
I don't know if it's went on sale yet.
I no, all of them have been on sale now.
Oh, I didn't see it when I went to the
Oh,
website.
but I am a fan of Selena Estides. I thought she was annoying based off of the previews, but as you get to see her drag and character, I appreciate her a lot. So I am ecstatic that she won. She did really well in the lip sync. It kind of depends on, I guess, what your style is. She added comedy to it. It was both serious and comedy at parts that you feel like might be a serious part of the song. She added some kind of camp to it, and I appreciated that. But not everyone likes that kind of style. So to each their own.
No, I've slowly become a really huge fan of Selena's titties, and I really enjoyed that performance. That performance for me, I was glued on Selena's performance,
Mhm.
and I actually enjoyed that lip sync because of Selena more than any of the other ones.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna put
Of all of them or of
all
what
of
we
them,
just spoke about?
all of them, even the ones we haven't spoken about yet. I enjoyed watching Selena's as titties perform that song more than I enjoyed any of the other ones.
Nice. Well, cool. I didn't know that. And the next one, that was, oh my gosh, that, ooh, what was the next one, babe?
Mistress Isabel Brooks versus Jax. So Mistress' name is chosen, and she chooses Jax, and Jax chooses "Tell It to My Heart" by Taylor Dane.
And let me tell you, production, RuPaul, the drag gods are against Jax. This bitch can lip sync, right? Like, she is, I thought she was the lip sync assassin of the season so far. She is good at this. The performance itself, it was good on both ends. Mistress did really, really well. I just felt that Jax did better, but maybe the judges aren't looking for the acrobatics, or they're just tired of it right now and they haven't seen Mistress perform. So she was able to shine a little bit brighter because she hadn't performed yet. And so maybe that's why they chose Mistress over Jax. But Jax, I felt, deserved that win. What about you?
I agree. I actually enjoyed both of them, and Mistress didn't let me down. I just feel like Jax did a lot of tricks and stunts as Jax does, but she also, I feel like, embodied the song just slightly more than Mistress did. And so I agree. You know, when Mistress went into the workroom and all the other queens just turned around like, oh, they were all surprised. And Mistress was like, why y'all gagging? Like, and kudos to Mistress. I mean, at the end of the day, I agree with her. Like, she won, she won. She
Yeah.
got picked by the judges. And I think, unfortunately for Jax, as good as the lip sync was, and I do think that she won it, but I think it's sort of tainted because Jax just came off of being in the bottom two for the second time, and so if you're gonna give someone a free pass, it's going to be the person that deserves it. And in this case, Mistress deserved it way more than Jax did, even though Jax won the lip sync. But I just wish that it would, if it's a lip sync Lalaparuza SmackDown and you win the lip sync, you win the lip sync fair and square. It doesn't matter. Track record goes out the door, but I think they're including track record in some of these decisions, some of the decisions, because we haven't gotten to the other one yet. But
I agree with that 100%. I mean, no shade to Mistress because I actually want her to be in the top four. If she were to win this season, I would not be mad about that. She is one of the people. There are three people, maybe four, three people though, for sure. If they won, I'm not going to be mad. There is one person that I want, Anitra. I hope Anitra wins. I really do. But if a few other queens win, I am definitely not going to be mad. But yeah, I do agree with you. Like Mistress, she did good. It's just I felt Jax did better in the lip sync. If they are going off of track record, then yeah, Mistress did deserve that. But I felt that I thought it was supposed to be just based off of the performance that they were doing, and Jax did a little bit better than Mistress. Whatever. What was the next lip sync, babe?
it was Anitra versus Sasha Kobe, and Anitra's name gets drawn, and they choose "I'm in Love with the Monster" by Fifth Harmony.
And this one did not disappoint. I'm going to tell you, I thought Anitra was going to lose because I thought she was not good at lip syncing. I had seen something on TikTok and it did not look like she knew the words. She was just moving her mouth. And I was just like, oh no, she doesn't know how to lip sync. And she is my favorite. Like, she's going to be killed by Sasha Colby. No, she held her own. Oh
They
my god.
absolutely did.
For me, this was the best performance of the night. Like, no one wanted to lip sync against either two of these queens, and then they had to perform against each other, and they delivered what is probably going to be one of the best lip syncs of this season, if not one of the best lip syncs in the whole entire franchise. Like, at least top 10 or 20, because there's been a lot of lip syncs. So this one is going to be in the top for sure.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought both girls were great. Anitra did not disappoint. I'm so happy that she got to showcase her talent against one of the greatest queens ever and show that she can be up there with the best of them. And, you know, ultimately, Sasha Kobe wins the lip sync. Anitra has to lip sync again. How do you feel about that decision? Do you agree?
So I didn't agree with the decision, but I was also not mad about the decision either because Sasha Colby is also one of the people. If she wins, I am definitely not going to be mad. At first, I was like, "Who's Sasha Colby? Like, why? Why is everyone like, what the hell? Like, why are they scared of her? Why do they think she's so amazing? Blah blah blah." Because, like I said, I was not introduced to the drag world. Like, I don't know anything about Drag Race, the drag world until I dated you. And so for me, seeing Sasha Colby, this is brand new to me. And she does not disappoint. And now I do understand why she is as big as she is, why everyone was so scared of her, because this bitch knows what she is doing. She is intelligent in so many ways, but she just knows how to do the damn thing. So no, I was not disappointed that she won. Of course, I wanted Anitra to win because I do love Anitra, but Sasha Colby, nope, that did not disappoint either. So it was okay.
All right. Well, round two for Malaysia against Spice. So Malaysia chooses Spice to lip sync against, and Spice chooses Don't Go Yet by Camila Cabello. And what's interesting about this one is, now Malaysia's going with the obvious choice here. I'm going to choose Spice. And Spice says, I'm going to choose a song that I know Malaysia does not know the words to. So she chooses this song. And while they're lip syncing, Spice says, Oh shit, I also don't know the words. So it ends up being, I think, a very comparable lip sync to Lucy and Spice, where it was very underwhelming. I don't, neither one of them knew all the words. They knew parts, of course. And I think the way it was edited was okay because they, showcased the part where neither one of them knew, and then they also showcased it where they, kind of knew the words. But it was kind of very boring. I do agree with the decision that Malaysia won, just barely. Uh, if I had to choose between the two, but also because I'm biased, Malaysia's my favorite queen of this season, and so I enjoyed it. But no, I mean, I don't think neither one of them did that great.
Yeah, I agree with most of what you just said, minus the fact that I once again thought Spice should have won. I just felt like she brought a little more oomph to the whole performance. And so I thought she should have won. But production or RuPaul or the drag gods are against Spice, like I said, and they want to see her and Jax eliminated. So I understand on the production side why they picked Malaysia, but I just felt that Spice did a little bit better once again, and this was the wrong decision. But it is what it is. What was the next one?
So this is where part of the twist kind of comes in. So we have four girls, but RuPaul says we're gonna do three of them lip sync together, and then the last three that are left, one person, the person whose ball gets chosen, gets to pick who they lip sync against, and whoever they don't lip sync against is safe. So what ends up happening is Anitra, Lux, and Jax lip sync together, which leaves Spice out. and there's only going to be one winner from this three-way. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say which was complete bullshit, but go ahead.
So, so the song that they lip synced to is "The Right Stuff" by Vanessa Williams, and let's just put it out there: Lux wins the lip sync. How do you feel about that?
I 100% disagree. I you mm,
I disagree.
oh, you disagree with me?
No, I disagree with Lux. Did
Oh,
not
I
win.
was about to say, are we watching the same show? Okay, no, okay. Oh, so Lux did not deserve to win. Oh my god. So Lux is not, she was not bad at the lip sync. I felt she was flailing her arms around a lot and whatever. I once again felt Anitra should have won that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
In my head, production, RuPaul, or the Drag Gods wanted to save Anitra to the very end. They knew Anitra was going to be strong. And so they were just using her as a way to eliminate either Jax or Spice. So that's the only reason why I thought she did not win this lip sync. I felt she did the best. And then after Anitra, I thought Jax did better than Lux, to be honest with you. It fit or Jax perfectly. And production or RuPaul or the Drag Gods wanted Jax out too, which was so freaking annoying. Like Jax did so good too, but maybe they're just tired of the stunts and tricks and everything. I'm not, and she did good. Lux, she did good as well, but she did not deserve to win. Please say you agree with my statement.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Anitra should have won that. At this point, Anitra is in the final lip sync, and that just to me does not feel right. Not with what she's presented the last two lip syncs. When she faced off against Sasha Kobe, it should have been a double Shantae, and they could have done the three-way with Lux, Jackson, and Spice, and that's the way it should have went down in my opinion. Because Anitra and Sasha Kobe could have been a double Shantae, which would have forced them to do a three-way, but they did a three-way to do the very last twist, which is now Anitra and Jax and Spice are up, and what's going to happen is they draw a ball, and whoever's name is chosen has to choose who they want to lip sync against, and the person who they don't choose is automatically safe. So Anitra's ball gets chosen, and she chooses Jax to go up against, which makes Spice safe. Now, the reasoning behind that is she says, I don't think it's fair for me to go up against Spice. It's more fair for me to go up against Jax because it's just going to be an unfair win for me if I go up against Spice. So, how do you feel about that decision and how it all went down?
So I felt it was the right decision 100%. It was strategic in a lot of ways because A, like Jax is the lip sync assassin of the season. Why not go after the one who was probably arguably the one to win this or at least be safe in this challenge? Why not just take her out? If I take her out, that shows I'm the biggest and baddest bitch here. And then I also felt saving Spice also helps her reputation because I mean, Spice has a huge following. So
Absolutely.
that's going to automatically make all the Spice fans adore Anitra if they didn't. And then I was watching TikTok earlier and I saw Anitra was talking about Spice and or Sugar and Spice and just saying how they do drag for the love of drag. They don't do it for anything else and they bring so much light to the drag world because of who they are. And Anitra just loves Sugar and Spice and it was very pure, and I think part of it was friendship, probably, like what we don't see behind the scenes. Like I feel Anitra is just such a kind soul at the end of everything, and then Sugar and Spice, they are you can just tell they are very kind people, and they probably just clicked, and so it was also a friend thing that yeah, I'm going to save Spice, but from a competition standpoint, I'm going to say, well, yeah, because Spice isn't that great, and I'm going to slaughter her. Let me take out the other one instead. I know what my talents are. I know I'm gonna win. Take out the other bad bitch. You know?
No. Well, and that's ultimately what ends up happening. So Anitra wins, Jax goes home. And that is the Lalaparuza Lip Sync Smackdown.
I just want to add, I know you were trying to end this, but I just want to add that that was a horrible decision. Neither one of them two deserve to be in the last lip sync because they both deserve to be safe on their very first lip sync. And production or RuPaul or the drag gods, you guys were wrong on this and you know it. Shame on you and shame on fixing this Lollapalooza SmackDown. Okay. Sorry, babe. I was passionate.
I can tell. I can tell.
So what did you think of the wine?
I loved it. I wish there was more.
What's your final rating of it on a scale of 0 to 10?
I think my rating stands firm at 7.5. It's good. It's just a little too sweet, but I give it an extra point 0.5 because John Legend.
And I am not going to stick with my original rating.
Really? Okay. Let's hear it.
So I am actually going to rate it a 7.5 or an 8.
What?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, it was actually really good. I think probably it was bad for me when I first took a sip because my mouth was really dry, and so it didn't taste well.
Okay. So is this drunk talk or
No,
okay.
I think it was actually really good. So, John Legend, I am sorry. You can stick to your day job and also make some wine for me because it was good. I love you.
Awesome.
So 7.5 for you, and we're just gonna say an 8.5 or an 8 for me. So
Okay.
cheers to John Legend.
Cheers.
What would you like to say, babe? Let's wrap this up.
Yeah. We'll just say thank you for listening. If you made it all the way through this episode, we appreciate you and we appreciate your support. Go out and, you know, hit a lot of likes on our Instagram page, follow, and we're gearing up. At this point in time, we're actually a few episodes in, but we're going to be submitting to all of the major streaming services. So once we officially release our first episode, we'll be back on the mic here, and hopefully, we start to get a little bit of traction with our listening volume. So. Just thank you for tuning in. We appreciate all of the support, and we hope you continue to come back.
All right. And that's it. Wine and Wonder. Thanks you guys for listening. We will see you next time. Have a good day, week, night, whatever it is for you.
Wine and Wonder.
Night, babe.
I bet.